Are you gagged? I'm a little gagged to be back in the workroom once again with my besties. This is Make It Work, a Project Runway podcast only on Silent Podcast, where I gotta tell you guys, we're anything but silent. I'm Naomi. As always, I am joined by my fashion forward divas, my women on the go, the only people I trust to tell me if my dress is fugly or just ugly. Gia and Nicole. Gia, how are you doing today?
Oh, Naomi, I'm so glad you asked. I am a mess. And this, for many reasons, but the one thing that kept me going today was the fact that I finally got it together enough to watch both episodes of this Project Runway premiere. And not knowing anything about it going in, oh my God, this cast had me gagged. I was so excited. They're all amazing. This is like a dream fan cast here with like some people from so early on and just really stretching through the 20 seasons and a couple names that I would have liked to see return, but like I can't argue with. I assume now that Elaine listens to the podcast because I do not know if like a couple seasons ago they would have answered my prayers and bringing back both Anna and Project from last season onto here. Like
Mm.
that was us. You can't tell me any differently.
I completely concur. Nicole, how do you feel?
I'm so happy to be back. Like, what an iconic cast. Bravo's been loving this All Stars thing, which is such a vibe. Love seeing people from like even like I remember watching this as a kid, like seeing Christian win, seeing Rami back, incredible thing. The only thing though is I lost my horsehair fabric. You know how they put the fabric in the bag at Mood? Just let me know if you've seen it. Should I go check the van? Just if anyone sees horsehair
Yeah.
fabric, let me know because that was gonna be like the whole part of my dress.
Well, I lost a calculator. I don't know if that helps or not, but I lost a
The way
calculator.
that line, like that was why was that the only drama of the show? Losing a calculator and losing some horsehair fabric.
I
I mean,
love
it's All Stars. It'll turn up the heat in a little bit, but like we need more drama.
I love the person. There's a person on Reddit who was like, were they in the edit trying to imply that Nora took his horsehair fabric? And I was like, no, she just said that she also lost a calculator somehow. Like, I don't know what planet she was on, but
They
it was
rolled the tape back. We saw he just left it at the counter, and like I have definitely like left a bag of cereal at the grocery store. I've left things there on accident. Sometimes you overthink, but like this is not the time to do that. Kane, my poor guy.
mm,
Also, when his name popped up on the screen, I was like, is his name
Kanye.
Kanye? Just it's the way it's spelled. Kayne. Kane Gillespie.
I
But
had
like it just I had to do a double take. I
I
was
had the
triple
same
taking.
thought.
I First of all, I don't think I've ever really seen a dress with horsehair that I was like, I must have that.
Mm,
So I'm just going to go ahead and say that leaving that horsehair there was a gift from God. Like, God
yeah.
wanted to see some season 3 supremacy moving forward, which I concur with her. I think that was the best choice that could have possibly been made. But I leave things at the counter of purchases, like when I am making a purchase all the time. So I find Kane to be a relatable king this episode.
It was blessing in
Absolutely.
disguise vibes, big blessing in disguise.
Yeah, that's Carly Kloss coming down from heaven to say you don't need to make that camp, you know. But we're getting there. We're getting there. So first off, if anybody doesn't know, if you're like Gia, despite the fact that I definitely Gia sent you TikToks about Project Runway All Stars coming back, um, this season is season 20 Project Runway All Stars. Now it's not like the other All Stars because Project Runway is like Drag Race before Drag Race. They've got about 20 seasons of All Stars where you're like, who came back? But Project Runway has been doing All Stars for a long time, hosted by Alyssa Milano. But now this is like season 20 All Stars in the actual show. And I guess it's different somehow. I don't really know how because it just has a bunch of very talented designers competing for All Stars, but it's different this time around, we swear. And we have 14 amazing designers this season that I'm so excited that we get to talk about some fan favorites from a long time ago, some absolute favorites from our last 2 years coverage of season 19. So you want to go back and listen to that. We had a great time. So let's start at the very beginning. I'm going to list the designers, and then we're going to talk about who we were most surprised to see back. Also, Hi Valencia said, I used to watch the earlier seasons. We were all sat.
Didn't we all?
BravoTV.com, Bravo, Channel 44 for me. Sat, ready to
Channel
see.
44 for me as well. That's Kin right there. We're Kin.
Oh my, I was channel 57. So any Massachusetts New Englanders that have
You can't sit with us.
I'm sorry.
That was like Animal Planet. That was the channel after Disney. This is going to open a whole can of worms. I got to stop myself. Okay. We have Brittany Allen from season 18. We have Project Oscar John Baptiste, the Johnny Bananas collaborator himself from season 19.
Stop.
Laurence Bass from season 15, Rob.
Play.
Fabio Costa from season 10, also Rob.
Icon.
Bishme Cromartie, season 17. Jonathan Kane Gillespie. Where'd the
That was a
Kane
shock.
come from?
His first name is Jonathan. He does full Jonathan on his Instagram, but he goes by Kane on the show. We need
Season
to get
3.
the answers. Get him on the podcast.
Mila Hermanovsky from season 7. God bless me butchering these names. Rami Kashu, season 4, the legend. Victor Luna, season 9. Koto Momolu, season 5. Nora Pagel. She got married. Listen, don't blame me. Season 1. Kara Son from season 1. Hester Sunshine from season 17. And Anna Zhao from season 19. These are, I mean, just like, sometimes shows do all-stars and you don't believe it. These are all-stars. Nicole, who are you gagged to see back?
They got the big dogs. I mean, I was talking about Rami earlier. Like, he came in second place to Christian, and Christian's out here dressing Michelle Obama. So being in second place to that is crazy. And, like, the fact that a lot of these designers, like, they have iconic styles. Like, I remember what Katu was doing in season 5. I remember her going against Leanne. I even remember Mila. I remember that awful clown outfit she did that got her in the bottom. But you know what? Like, at least it was something iconic and memorable. Of course, Anna and Project from last year. Unfortunately, we had to relive the clip of Anna like in the bus crash last year. That was terrible and traumatizing. Like, give us a trigger warning, but good to see her back. She deserves a chance in this competition when she's not like recovering from a traumatic event, you know? But yes, those are my faves. And also Kara Son, Queen.
Gia, what about you?
Okay, so obviously I had already said I love Project and Anna last season, so to see them back again is incredible. Also, if I do say so myself, this new Anna, the one that fucks, she's incredible. I fucking love her confidence. Like, she has sex, she had a baby, she's doing her damn thing, post car crash, post pregnancy. Anna is just living her best life, and I'm obsessed with her. Yes. I love this for her. I'm so excited to see her back because she was one of the ultimate robbed goddesses of that season. There were a couple, but I won't get into that right now. There's a couple people that I distinctly remember from like watching my first time. Like, I really haven't rewatched any Project Runway season. So if you're from like an earlier season and I remember you, then that's like a big deal. Like, that shows how iconic that person is. But like Rami, he was not someone that I was expecting to return, but seeing him return is like Christmas has come early. And Corto, I loved Corto in season 5. Someone actually tweeted a picture of one of her dresses, her dress from the Unconventional Challenge that I still remember to this day, where she weaved a dress out of seatbelts. And yes, it's still like embedded in my brain permanently. Like, there is a section of my brain that is specifically reserved for that dress, and just really was like formative of my younger years. Fabio, obviously, just like a robbed king. And Yeah, Kara-san, I agree. I concur with all of these picks. Like Kane, season 3 was the first full season that I watched, and eventually I went back and watched season 1 and 2. So Kane is someone that I also distinctly remember, and he was a big part of this episode. So it was great to see all of them. Although I will say something maybe a little controversial, maybe a little bit of a hot take, but they keep bringing up about how different Project Runway was in the earlier seasons, how that might mean that some of these designers from the earlier seasons are at a disadvantage. However, I will say that these current designers, all of the new school ones, have it far too good because they did not ever have to live through the double punch of having Michael Kors and Nina Garcia both gross the living hell out of your life choices. And I just think like the new cast is good. This cast is amazing, but like new school is not ready for that type of psychological warfare.
I agree. I would say Michael Kors, like Michael Kors saying "dowdy" lives in my brain like so deeply. I mean, if you are craving old reality TV, you got to go back and watch like a Michael Kors yelling at people or like dragging people for filth compilation on YouTube, and you'll just be transported right into 2006. It's crazy.
But like, is Brandon Maxwell that much better? Like, he's mean, but he's not funny about it. So like, that's
Exactly.
another level of
No,
psychological torture. Like, keep Karasan's name out of your mouth,
I
Brandon Maxwell.
I feel
I
like
don't care if she's a
Brandon
costume designer.
I feel like Brandon, it it's like if another contestant was insulting me, it's like, okay, like I get that you have an opinion, but do I really care about said opinion? Not particularly.
Yeah.
But Christian's opinion, I am on my hands and my knees saying, please give me feedback. I need it, daddy.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
different vibes.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
Both
that
successful, but there's vibes I'm craving, and it's not the Maxwellian vibes.
that brings us to this idea that Nina Garcia is eternal because this bitch has been here since day one. She said, I am never giving up my bag. I am never passing up on an opportunity to tell people that I think they're worthless. She is there every episode to give a very sort of cool and calm remark about how she thinks something is either fashion or ugly. Wow. Hi, Sam. Was actually just thinking today, I need this podcast back for this season. Sam, we're back. Can you believe it? Just like
Woo!
Kara-san
We're
and
gonna make
Nora.
this
I
shit
haven't
work.
learned how to sew. I haven't bothered to sew in 9 years, but I'm back. Um, no, I love the like cut to Nina Garcia, like young Nina Garcia. You know what I mean? That sent me. I loved that.
Looking good as hell. She's using whatever they're advertising in. What does she do? Marie Claire?
Who
Elle
knows?
magazine?
Yeah. I still remember when she was editor in chief of Elle magazine. Like we have gone through career changes with this woman.
And she was on America's Next Top Model too. Like she was, multidimensional,
We love a versatile
multidisciplinary.
queen. She
Yeah.
just gets
Versatile
us.
Nina Garcia.
Although somebody on Reddit has been posting the like Marie Claire like spreads that the winners do, and they are hideous. So Nina Garcia, I question your taste levels because they are some of the worst fashion shoots I've ever seen. Like bitches with a digital camera at summer camp are doing better content creation than she was in those moments. I just have to say somebody I was super psyched to see back is Bishme. I really love him. And I am also really excited to see Laurence back.
Mm.
Laurence to me is the person where I was like, wow, I cannot believe she came back. She didn't need it. Like, she's such a good designer that it's almost like, why do you need to get ripped apart in front of all these people? But when I remember that she had lost to Erin, and I got mad all over again. There's so few reality TV winners I hate more than Erin from season 15. It's like her and Gabler, like right at the top
Oh,
together.
geez.
I
Don't
despise
even.
both of them. And I was so glad to see Laurence back because she really is such a force. And I was psyched to see her, as well as, of course, all of our faves that I think we've already talked about. Okay. Has anybody else been getting the Elaine Welteroth tea ad on TikTok?
What's the tea at? I just see her like on
No.
TikTok, just being like a trendy millennial, but like, and then I forgot that she's the host, but I haven't seen this ad. Please explain.
She's just like partnering with like maybe it's on YouTube or something. She's partnering with like um True Leaf tea to
Oh,
like give money to creators or something who are living their truth. I don't know, something like that. But I see it every goddamn day, and I'm sick of this ad.
like stop living your truth, Elaine Welteroth,
Stop it.
for
Well,
my mental health.
just to remind everyone, the winner of Project Runway is going to get $250,000 and a mentorship with the CFDA, Council of
Valuable
Fashion Designers
mentorship.
of America, and a feature in Elle magazine. Don't you wish when it was like, as I've saw on Wikipedia, $50,000 sponsored by like blue. What are the words? Hang on, I'm messing this joke up, which
Oh,
is such a
it
shame.
was like the delivery service that they used to do.
Yes,
Yes.
Piperlime, bluefly.com. Oh
Yes,
my god.
Bluefly. Oh my god.
Bluefly.com.
I remember when they were sponsored by Zappos and they had like one Zappos challenge a season. Such a great time.
Wow, this is too much. Do you guys ever see those episodes of Ink Master that are sponsored by Taco Bell? And
Live
they say
Moss,
Live
baby.
Moss? Just know it could be worse. They could be saying Live Moss.
Oh my gosh, I know. I love corporate sponsorships, and honestly, we didn't podcast about it, but Padma leaving Top Chef is like, I cannot believe we are leaving this glad family of products behind. Like, I am devastated.
Please, not that. It's gonna be rough out here. Like, is Top Chef even Top Chef without Padma? Just like scrap it. Like, we just had 20 seasons. Like, we can make a new show.
I
When
feel
Padma's
like
done, I feel like you can't keep going.
at some point, like I think they're definitely going to be bringing back a former contestant, like a beloved, to
Melissa?
fill in. I would adore a Melissa King return. And she was the finale, or no, she wasn't at the finale. Never mind. She did the finale. Was it last season?
19,
She was at
yeah.
one of the recent finales, but yeah, she was at the season 19 one, I'm pretty sure. But like, she is a recurring member in the rotation, so I would be obsessed with that. I feel like at some point we need to like rank the contestants that we want to see return and like how possible we feel like that would actually be.
Richard Blaze right at the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when like he was there so much during, I think it was the All-Star season or the one after
Yes,
that.
All
And then
Stars. He was littered all over that
and like
season.
all
Like
over.
garbage.
And people were like starting like to speculate that he was going to be replacing one of the one of the hosts, like if Tom had decided to retire, which obviously did not happen, thank God.
Don't
but
even say that. Don't say that.
I just don't like, that is just not what I want in my society. And of course it happened right before COVID. So like, yeah.
We can't
Scary
have
thought.
any nice things. Clearly.
Exactly.
The worst thing someone ever did was give Richard Blaze confidence, and I stand by that. Well, look, let's
The
go ahead.
entire, just really quickly, I'm sorry, but like the entire first All-Star season just needs to be removed from the canon because absolutely not. I just can't. I can't with that season.
Yeah, Mike Isabella in the top 3 is such a goddamn choice. I don't even want to talk about.
It was a hate crime. Let's be honest now. I'm calling them out on it.
On Italians too. Crazy.
My people? I gotta get involved.
The Italians deserve better.
Yeah.
If only Italians were real.
Okay.
I'm Italian. I'm sorry.
Let's get back to the main thing I want to talk about.
Okay, of course.
Do we miss Carly Kloss whatsoever?
No. Who's she?
And I think they should have brought back the guy that made the dinner with the Kushners comment, and that was the true robbery of.
I have seen him like several times on the streets of New York City, and I always want to be like, "Thank you for your service," but I never see him fast. Like he's always gone too soon. But yes, Tyler something.
Yeah, if they were not such cowards, Tyler something would have a prime booking on this show.
Amen. Okay, shall we begin with what this challenge is? We have a whole episode dedicated to just like introductions, which is, I think, at first I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Then I was like, oh, we're just gonna keep like cutting to people and cutting to. What did you guys think about the flash forwards, the genius style flash forwards of like, oh, everyone's gonna be crying in about 30 minutes from now? What were we feeling?
I feel like I had to look away. I was trying not to get spoiled. I was like, "Ooh, Hester's wearing too many ridiculous hats, like, they're too recognizable. I'm gonna be able to figure out when they go out based on how many hats they have now." But it was I mean, of course, everyone's gonna cry. I mean, Anna just had a baby. You expect her hormones not to be going crazy? Like, my hormones go crazy when I see a baby. She had one, so yeah, so it seems like there's gonna be a lot of drama. I expect it. Unconventional materials challenge, but I tried to not like really stare so I couldn't get a place of who goes where. So what I heard was great.
Yeah, a lot of Christian talking people down from the metaphorical ledge. It seems like there was just a lot of panicking going on at different times.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure. It was just like RuPaul this week on Drag Race. Ru had to come out and be like, "Why are you girls trying to quit my show?" Because mad girls were crying and moping around the workroom, and it was giving that energy in a flash forward. Maybe there'll be cinematic parallels.
cinema. It could be cinema. Um,
Cinematic people are watching.
there's a lot to say. Look, if you watched episode 1, you found out where all these designers have been, what they've been up to. I think it's so funny that so many of them are like costume designers. But what I really love is like the whole Rami and Christian of it all. It's
Mm.
so weird. It's like awkward, but they're happy for each other. And we're not having like Bryce and Wendell present Project Runway watch parties. It doesn't seem like the casts are like besties the way a Survivor cast or a Big Brother cast is like putting each other on their Instagram stories every other day. It feels like they haven't seen each other in a really long time. And I loved that weird energy.
Seeing the season 1 girlies together, Nora and Kara, I'm like, y'all like were living in those bad conditions in season 1. Like, sure, the challenges may have seemed simple. Like, I saw they had to make a wedding dress, make a red carpet look in season 1, but I'm pretty sure the hotel situation was not the Miss Hotel Indigo like they got this season. Like, they were in the city. They must be trauma bonded on a different level. They got a table together. They said, let's do this again. We've done it before. More trauma. That was like the theme of this episode, the fact they had to like get a redemption look. It was just
Everyone
all
got,
PTSD trauma, sadness.
everyone got a little trauma bond buddy, and I thought that was really sweet of them.
Mental health matters.
Yes.
Go through trauma with a friend.
Yeah.
14 of your best friends that are also in competition.
I at a certain point I was like, we need to have, how everyone talks about how the challenge and like Survivor needs like mental health professionals on standby. It sounds like Project Runway does too, because they literally kept being like, and what about this traumatizing dress from your past? And it's like, oh my god, like please leave them alone. People were really feeling the emotions this episode, and it's kind of like, I think, people like Bishme were going through a lot, but then it was also really funny to see like, Victor be like, oh my god, that dress is so ugly, I want to die. Like, yeah, that
Which
was a
is
pretty ugly
valid.
dress.
I would never co-sign any of the things that they brought out on that runway.
Yeah.
Especially Praje's dress. I remember I
God.
tore that one
I
and
do
knew you
remember.
know what.
Is there
Praje's
another
doily dress
standout?
was so fugly.
And he hated it too. He just like you could see the hatred come back to him all at once. And same.
Same.
Yep. And what other, Gia, ugly ass garments stood out to you? What were some of your favorites?
Oh my god, where to start? I did like that I like the fact that they started with like a redemption look, and that even like the finalists got like whatever their lowest rated outfit was during their season, because everyone has something that they would like to redo. But I do remember Corto's dress with like looks like it was completely inside out when she first did it. It was just like even the Corto stan and me could not co-sign whatever that was. And I got to look back on it. I remember Anna's dress, obviously, because I was very sad when she got eliminated. I gotta look back on some of these. I don't think I watched Victor's season, or at least it's been a really long time, so I could not remember it. I do remember Fabio and all of, like, I remember his looks, his aesthetic in the first season. So to see like some of his not great examples come back out into the fold was definitely something to remember. But I was happy to see that he was able to turn it around and end up in the top. And then I feel like Kane's they had to do a little black dress challenge. And I remember that season because like the challenges were so simple in like what the challenge was, not so much like in execution. But I remember that challenge specifically, and it was like, yeah, you could tell that out of the 5, he was going to be the one going home here.
It's a cutthroat world, and can I tell you, Hester Sunshine, this dress was like, what a trip it was to see this dress again when I was like the only person watching Project Runway in my life. They were right though, because they were pointing out like, listen, this is in style now. Like the nips are out over some mesh, under some mesh, all over, and they're not wrong. However, is this against God's plan? I'm not sure. I just this dress I both love and hate at the same time. It's kind of impressive. And also I have to say, the when I saw Fabio's look, I literally wrote, what did I write? It's very non-binary. We all live in the Matrix, but we're all depressed.
Stop. That's like it's a depression robe. He made it such a shapeless depression robe. It's perfect.
Yeah. Fabio made an outfit that says like, this is me before I get my medication in a pharmaceutical commercial.
It's a Cymbalta commercial.
It is. It really is.
Cymbalta can house.
Down to the hair and everything. Like the hair pulled back kind of lazily. Oh, yes. It's canny.
I will say the Rami look is absolutely etched in my brain. Like this was the look where I was like, God, I remember that. I think she was supposed to be like a Grecian goddess, and then she literally just looked like she was in a play where it was like, you're a Grecian goddess, so you would wear sort of like ugly purple. And it's like,
but I see the vision. She looks kind of statuesque, but it's also like, if she was any more than a size 2, would you see the vision? Like, is she a fit or is she skinny? But you know what? Like, I would wear that outfit to like a happy hour. But is it that outfit? You know what? For Project Runway, no.
That outfit is like bridesmaid chic. Like, it is cute, but like you.
Okay, so we agree it's not awful.
Right. Which is very telling about how Rami is as a designer, right? That's his worst look.
Rami is inspiring generations of designers to do draping. As if it's like such a novel concept to drape, but like he's an icon. Clearly, mad people were talking. Even Kotu was like, I love to drape because of you. Like,
was the Ramis do, yeah.
I will say that I was kind of surprised that we didn't get more on Rami's like before and after look, but his was definitely not the worst of the bunch in like the pre-outfit, showings. But also like the dress that he made was nothing like the one that he started with, and I kind of love that for him, that like that was very iconic of him to do that.
Yes, but what was not iconic was the ballet flats that he sent the model out with.
Oh, so I was in bed next to my boyfriend watching. I just out loud said work, and then I saw the flats and I went, flats? Like
Robbie Turner of you. Beware of Ubers.
Beware of Ubers. Okay,
if you know, you know.
A little rewind. I think that we have to talk about the twist. I think we have to talk about the twist, which is that there is no immunity for any of the winners, but you will receive a cash tip of $10,000, and sometimes you'll win advantages. Somehow this has just become like Survivor meets Drag Race meets Big Brother. Like, it's all of the things except for immunity. And it reminds me of like when Alyssa Edwards was so bad at Snatch Game that they got rid of immunity in Drag Race. I do like this though. I think that you should, you guys remember in Top Chef where it was like somebody literally had to sacrifice their immunity because they did so bad that it was like,
Ooh.
like
I
you deserve
remember.
to go back home.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Stephanie Samar, Queen, you deserved better. And also, yes,
Mhm.
there has been times where people like sacrifice their immunity to like essentially be the person to go home. But I don't hate this challenge. I don't hate this change, especially for such an iconic cast, an iconic season. A lot of people, this is their second or third, or Fabio's like on his fourth try, I think, at this point. And again, iconic of him. And I don't think they really need immunity. And I feel like if I was doing this so many times, I would also want like the $10,000 would also be incredibly nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'll take money over immunity any day.
Yeah, we're in a recession. Give me the 10 grand now, just in case.
No, if you're really that good of a designer, you don't need immunity.
You need
It would be
money.
nice. It'd be nice to like go really creative and not worry about having to pack my bags from the lovely Hotel Indigo and have to go home. Let me plug in. But
Are we
like for
sponsored?
real.
We could be sponsored. We're New York City locals.
No, for real. Maybe we can move in. Also, you can tell I'm a New York City local by these goddamn alarms and fire trucks coming. They're ringing the alarm because they know we're about to talk shit about Nora.
Oh,
No, she doesn't deserve it. She just like was one of those costume designers that like didn't sew in a long time.
yeah. She was like a marketing or like a creative director, which means she hasn't. And listen, if you're gonna go back on Project Runway, and you haven't sewn in 9 years, do you think maybe it's a good idea to start practicing a little bit of sewing before you get there? Maybe.
And she's picking those hardest fabrics to like sew. Like even I know, don't look at silk when you're first starting to sew. That stuff is so precious. Like, oh my goodness. Where's the couth?
Brutal. The one other thing I wanted to mention, very quickly, is quickly escaping my mind. What the fuck was I want? Oh, I wanted to talk about. No, where it going? Where's my brain going? I stopped. Oh, Brittany. I love
Brittany.
Brittany from season 18. She's so funny. She's like such a clown, and I'm so glad that she's back. And frankly, I don't hate the pink butterfly dress. I don't hate it. It's a little ugly, but fuck it.
Wow.
So is everything these days.
That was a particularly ugly dress, Naomi.
I know. Honestly, if she didn't have the plastic butterflies on it, I think it would have been fine.
Oh, I agree. Same. And she could have done something like a little mini dress with the butterflies on it. But like the way she mashed those concepts was just not correct. It's like making mashed potatoes with dust bunnies, you know?
That sounds
I don't know where that
like a
came from.
Jasmine from BB24. Like, it's like making mashed potatoes and dust bunnies.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's
So,
the thing.
is there anything to talk about in the actual construction of these garments before we get to when the models may or may not arrive? I feel like this was a pretty, like, obviously Bishway went through a lot, and I don't think there's much to analyze in that. He was just going through a lot. Is there anything to talk about in the middle portion of our program?
I feel like at some point we have to talk about like Bishme. Is that how you say his name?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like him struggling throughout the process of constructing his outfit because, and like this was something he talked about at the very beginning of this episode, which set off alarms for me of like, oh, this is something you need to like watch out for. But like his sister passed away after a long battle with cancer, not like a month and a couple days before he came on to Project Runway. And to see him I think he had said that he got news about her diagnosis while he was filming. Is that correct? Or like after he was done filming? So this was bringing up a lot of emotions and negative feelings for just in like his like basically just remembering all of this trauma at once and being reminded of all of the things that is happening. And I really felt with him here. I feel like I'm so glad that he stayed and that he constructed something so beautiful and that he ended up being in the top because of the look that he made. But oh my God, this was so rough to watch, especially when you could see like the producer talking with him about basically just like what he's struggling through right now.
I'm so glad he stayed. Like, that must be so
Yeah.
tough. Like, when you get triggered, like, it's really tough when something like brings your brain back to a place of like really dark stuff. That's really scary. And that really can set off your body to react in ways that are you know, not the type of way you want when you're in a competition for $200,000. Like, yeah, I'm just glad he was able to work through it. I'm sad that the producer couldn't give him a kiss because he sounded like he really needed a kiss to get better. But oh well. And looks like the producer was doing a good thing. I know we usually demonize producers, like I don't know, on
Yeah.
The Bachelor, but good producer, good guy producer gets a point.
Finally, a good producer for once. Yeah, I think there's. I'm glad that Bishme was able to work through it because I would have been really heartbroken if he sort of like left the competition in this moment. I think that
Oh
would
sure.
have just been like no fun at all for the first episode, and also like no fun that this person felt so upset by. I think honestly that dress is ugly enough to be triggering, but like
Oh,
also that they felt so strongly about the memory, and you don't want somebody to go out in that way. So I was glad that he rallied. I do love that little quote where it's like you like Kristen says, "Do you need anything from me?" And Bishop says, "A kiss." We're all
Someone give
thinking it.
this man a kiss.
He said he can't even get a kiss. Is that trend coming back, Nicole, on TikTok? What do you think?
it's not, but he may as well bring it back. He's got a beautiful mouth and smile. Even the producer was saying he had a beautiful smile.
Okay. Guys, scandal alert. Victor's model does not show up for the runway. This bitch was working it in the workroom yesterday, not 24 hours ago. She's trying on these strappy little leggy things and walking around, twirling her ponytail, and she doesn't show.
What
What
are
do we
the
think happened?
theories?
What are the theories?
She was 100% hungover.
The fact that we never get confirmation that this woman is at least like okay is so upsetting to me more than anything else because I hate a storyline being left unfinished. I need to know what happened to this woman.
No, they need like extra scenes like Untucked on Drag Race where they can get into these like B storylines. Because Mama needs to know. Like, obviously, she's the one that got cut because each week they eliminate someone, so every model can't come back. So, yeah, kind of want to know the end of her journey. Maybe I'll find her on Instagram and I'll give you an update.
Yeah, that was like I also love that poor Victor. His face, he's like so shook by it, and then he literally is like, "I need my inhaler," and like takes a poor little puff of his inhaler.
So real. Me, every time I have a minor inconvenience, I just shake, 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 and then exhale.
Asthmatic Chihuahua, like that's no dog shakes more than a little Chihuahua. I really just felt for Victor in this moment, but also I loved where he's like, she's just like a little bit taller, and it's like I can't listen to people complain about people being taller. Like
Mm.
I won't. I simply won't hear this. We're
I
all
do.
we
Oh,
would all
sorry.
be on Tyra Banks' petite model season.
Yes. I think I'm too short for the petite season too because they would like only go to like 5'3" or something. So
Yep,
it's just
that's true.
what
I
was
barely make
what.
the cut.
Yeah.
You're
So
not even you're not getting to the club.
Eva the
I know
diva, we know.
they like even on the short season, I can't have it like that. And just like when will the
You must be this
oppression
tall to
end?
ride the ride.
What? There were some. Oh yeah, but I like that they have like a rotating cast of like different types of models, like in not just like race and ethnicity, but also like size wise and height and things like that, and that they include all of this information on like the cards. But I do like when it was like also a competition between the models. Like you could switch around models when you wanted to, and it could be such a scandal if you took someone else's model. And if you won, then your model also won something too. Like those were the good days.
We
Yeah,
didn't even know how good we had it.
I do miss the button bag. I think that's one of my like top 3 things I
Fun
miss about Project
bag!
Runway.
Yes.
So Big Brother coded of them.
I was just about to say the Big Brother key wheel, the button bag, and what was the other one? Like I guess normal Final Four votes in Survivor. It's like bring all of those back, please.
When will
I
we
just
have these days?
I miss the drama of like, picking a model that was like important to you. Like there is a lot of discussion in this episode about like Hester really wanted somebody who had that androgynous shaved head to sort of convey more of the non-binary aesthetic they're going for, versus someone like Cara who really saw this as like an African American model, and there's a lot. The model is the vessel in a lot of ways. Like, we remember Nancy and Dee Dee's loving relationship. And yeah, I like the stealing of the models because it really emphasizes that people have their vision, and sometimes you're not going to get what you want. You don't want. I'm not going to take that fabric from you. This is a competition. Like, if I wanted to succeed, I'm going to take it. And I do miss that. Although we saw Dee Dee and we saw Mimi back. Two of my favorite.
Love Mimi.
And Lyris. When Lyris
and Luz and Luz.
was at Luz, yeah. When Lyris was shown to be in this episode, I like Vince McMahon, like jaw open, like sort of flew back because I was so excited to see her back.
Even in an ugly dress, I'm so happy.
Even in an ugly dress, she worked it. And shout out to the stilts model because she was great. Though we'll never see her again. Okay. Shall we begin at the very beginning?
Of course.
I don't know why. Is this supposed to be in alphabetical order? I don't even know anymore. But like, Project is like second in alphabetical order sometimes. I don't.
Listen, is that why? Because he has like 12 names, and I'm gonna respect every single one of them. But the last one is B.
It's always a little confusing to me, and I probably shouldn't even have said that. It doesn't matter. Okay, Anna has taken her ugly ass, whatever this look was supposed to be, like Mad Max meets the brocade in your grandparents' parlor, and turned it into something very interesting. Although I can't say that I'm particularly moved by this outfit. Gia, did this reach you in your heart of hearts?
I have Anna's works are still pretty fresh in my mind since their season was the most recent one. And this is definitely not the best Anna look that we have gotten. I think it's fine. This definitely felt like a safe look. It's definitely an improvement, but her intro package to me was so interesting, not just because she was talking about how she had sex and then she had a baby, which, again, love that for you, girly. But also, like, I just think that it would have been, she's talking about how she used to be a lot like more of a designer that embraced like more neutral tones and darker tones. And now she's embracing a lot more color in her design aesthetic. And I don't really see that here. So I guess just it feels disconnected from the introduction that we got from her that made me really excited to see her again.
It's not my fave. I love Anna. This look on Gino was tragic, the one with the shoulders. But like you have to, show some resemblance, and I'd rather show that I'm trying to do something with the shoulders than just trying to repeat a lacy top and a silky bottom. I just don't really like the execution of the black and the pink. Anna talked about how she's seeing things more in color after the birth of her lovely child. He was so chubby, that baby. Oh, so cute.
Aww.
Project's nephew. But even though she's seeing the world in color, I'm not really liking the use of color here. If it was all black, it would have been boring. Maybe I'm just like thrown by the excessive amounts of tulle at the bottom. It's kind of like just, I don't know. She's looking kind of boxy with all that tulle. Do we
Yeah,
agree?
I think the brocade or whatever this material is like looks very
Brocade.
strange in the shoulders. Well, there's the
Yeah.
tulle, the tweedle, Nicole. There's the
No,
tweedle.
now you're re-traumatizing me. My biggest mistake from season 19 of Top Chef.
I just don't love the arms. I think it's interesting and it's certainly better, but am I like moved by it? I can't say.
Are you
Um,
gagged? Not
Not
quite.
really. But something I was kind of gagged about is Projet's outfit. I really liked this sort of it's not a diaper. Her ass is not out anymore. It's this like pink, orangey latex with a cityscape on the bottom. And I gotta tell you, it looks nothing like the fucking original. But it's way better and it gets a total pass from me of like, you know what? Screw it. You did fine this round. Like, take it. You can't go home for this. I really enjoy this piece.
The dress is so good, it doesn't matter that there's literally no inspiration from the previous look. The previous look was so bad, I think you're so inspired to move away from it. You know, you're inspired to do something completely different because that original dress was so ugly and fugly and poorly designed and the color was awful. So why not show that you can make a dress that has good shape, good materials, actually looks trendy and tasteful, and like shows like a high level of craftsmanship. Like I had my moments with Project last season. Like, of course, I like was a stan, but I had my moments where I was like, "Am I team Project? Am I team Bones?" But this completely redeems. Luz looks amazing here in this gorgeous creation. So good job, Project. I might have even put him in the top. I would have to see what this looks like in person. If
Mm.
it looks expensive, I would put it in the top. But if it's looking a little plastique, it might have to just be safe.
Plastique tiara. Yeah, also the cutting back to the Project versus Bones conflict was like, yeah, remind us why we love Project. Like that was such a moment when Bones was like, Christian, we don't care about your feedback. I was like, oh my god. And then Bones made top 5. Can you believe it?
The
And
only
Christiana.
he was the last surviving guy of that season, and that still blows my mind.
At least we got an all-female top 4. That was the future we deserved.
Oh, that was such a great Final Four. I did not like all
Ooh.
of them, but I support women's wrongs too. So yes.
Mm-hmm. I support
Um
women, not but I support women.
yes, exactly. I am nothing if not a supporter of women, even the ones I'm not a huge fan of. Anyway, but I love this look. I love that he was just completely like there's pink in the doily dress, so this dress will have pink, and that is the only similarity between the two because this dress was fugly. So I love that, and I think this is definitely a Project look. I would wear this in a heartbeat.
I have to say, I just upon looking back at the Project original garment that it's based off of, and it's an unconventional materials challenge. It's tough, I know. I mean, several of these are from unconventional materials challenges. It looks like a used maxi pad, and
It
it's
Yeah,
does.
upsetting.
we went there. We went there, and we're gonna go there again because he went
Mm.
there.
Okay, moving on. We have Laurence has made a leather jacket with sort of an open back and some cool pants. I cannot tell what fabric these pants are. Based on a look, the lowest scoring look. Now this is a flex from their finale collection. Like you did not produce one ugly garment until you were literally at Fashion Week. That is kind of a serve. Like, good for them. But Laurence has put out, I think, a vast improvement from their original garment. Although I think, frankly, the only heinous part about their old outfit are the freaking Bermuda short silk pants
Mm.
that she put on the runway.
If they were like even 3 inches shorter, it would have been a completely different look. But why, in your finale collection of Project Runway at New York Fashion Week, would you debut a t shirt and shorts? It makes no sense. You have that's this conversation for another day, but at least she delivered such a sexy, unique new look. I wish I had the abs to wear that jacket with the pants. I would wear
Mm.
probably a long camisole underneath. But yes, very cute. Love that open back on the leather jacket, the little stud detailing. Like you can tell that she's like little Miss Taylor over here. Like she really knows how to fit clothes to a woman's body. And yeah, she absolutely succeeded with this look. Gia, do you agree?
I loved it. Everything about this, it just looks like so polished and finished and just I think if I took like a zoom lens to this, I would not be able to find any flaw with what she did. It's just
Mm.
gorgeous. And I didn't even actually don't think I watched this season. I don't like there's a couple of the teen seasons I need to catch up on, but I absolutely love this and I'm so excited to see what she also has in store. I feel like this is just the beginning. I'm kind of shocked that this was safe, honestly.
Me as well. You made a leather
Yeah.
jacket in 2.5 days. Like, stand up, be proud.
I'm very that I think I mean there's a couple in here that I feel like if they were in the top I would not be surprised. So there might be a couple people including the next one that I might say something about, but yeah, this one in particular is surprising that it was not in the top.
Yep, I really agree. I think actually I have a lot of thoughts on top and bottom. And speaking of something that frankly I think should have won this entire goddamn thing, it is Rami's chartreuse dress. What an absolute serve this is. This is fashion. Is it fashion? This is fashion. I mean, the purple and green jacket, the green dress that's connected to the necklace, even the model in flats looks so good. I am just completely obsessed with this dress, especially the jacket. The jacket is like, if I was a woman who owned a matching dress and jacket, I think I would own my own business empire, you know?
You could cure cancer if you had that.
Right. And
In that
then I could be
outfit?
the next what's Viola Davis's character's name in How to Get Away with Murder?
I feel like my
Oh,
trivia right now.
what's her name?
Get Away with
Give me a
Murder.
second. Give me a second. This is so embarrassing.
Annalise
Dude.
Keating.
Yes.
That's it. I would
Wow.
be the next Annalise Keating. I would get somebody cleared of my husband's murder trial if I had a matching dress and jacket combo.
I am upset. The look itself is incredible, and I'm obsessed with the styling with this. Like the hair paired with this outfit is incredible. The flats are a different story, but if you just
Yep.
like crop that out, it's perfect. And what an easy crop that would be because it's right on the bottom.
I know she was so close to perfect. Like, give it like a nude pump, give it like a nude sandal, like just give me something because like with that length, I want to see all the leg. Also, you remember like when you would read Cosmo growing up when they'd be like day to night? Like I feel like this was the perfect day to night fit. Like you can wear the jacket during the day, maybe with like a little belt over it. You're in your meetings, you can girl boss slay, you can scam your shareholders, and then you take the jacket off at night when you're at dinner.
Scam your shareholders like you're freaking Elizabeth's what's
Elizabeth
Theranos?
Holmes,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I've been thinking about Caroline Calloway a lot. She just dropped
Mm.
her book, so been
Oh,
thinking about
also,
her.
okay, going literally to Bryce and Wendell to the Tuesday party, I literally was like, I have never once in my life needed a day to night look except for right now tonight. Like I needed to transition from work to night, and it was, you know, it was a
I
curse
live
as
in
a
Brooklyn.
woman.
I went home, so I got
Ugh,
lucky.
goddamn.
You
Okay,
could have
okay,
used this
okay.
dress and jacket combo.
I needed it
Actually, and
so
if you were
badly.
going out to Bryce and Wendell, you probably want to wear flats. So
It's
maybe
true.
she had a
Yes.
point.
Gia, any final thoughts on Rami?
I just love him. And if he's not in at least, I would say like top 6, I'm gonna throw a bitch fit.
Yep. This
Valid.
look I
Mhm.
think was totally robbed of the top, let alone a win. Speaking of winners, it's Kane with the model Elise rocking this. Is it a jacket? Is it a cape? No, it's a train. Ruffle skirt as a play on black and white. I mean, it's gorge, but it's kind of giving like leotard chic, if that makes sense. Like, this is my very pretty outfit that I wear to ballet class. I don't know. It's very elegant, but there's something about the skirt that is like, remember high-low skirts?
Yes, I
That's
was like, I
triggering to
thought I was
me.
the originator of the high-low skirt. I thought I invented those. I thought I was so cool.
Yeah, that specific fashion moment is triggering to me, the high-low skirt era of 2012.
You hit the period right on the head with that one. That's when I was rocking my high-low skirt, was 2012 to 2013.
Period. Gia, do you think Kane deserved this win?
Oh, I do. I liked all of the outfits in the top 3. I thought Fabio was gonna win personally, but like that's just me. They love Fabio. I love Fabio, so it just seemed like a perfect match made in heaven right there. But I do really like this, and I can at least understand. I feel like some of these outfits, like once they explain it, it makes sense for like why this was the outcome if they are given the design criteria. But I feel like with Kane's, he actually was like, okay, I think it was a black and white challenge that he got eliminated on. And there were several things wrong with the dress that he initially did, but I feel like this is such like a complete 180, like such an upgrade from the original design. And it's such an upgrade from him as a designer, because I feel like it, from at least my understanding of that season, it felt pretty obvious that Kane was going to go when he went, unless he brought out something absolutely amazing, because I feel like the other 4 were just leagues above him in this regard. But just seeing where he has progressed from here, it's just like, it's incredible. And to see a season 3 person take home the win for the first challenge of this season made me really happy.
Yeah, these old guys, they know what they're doing. Don't count them out, except for Nora, I guess. I love this look. I think it's fabulous, even though it has no horsehair fabric. I'm loving what they're doing here, and I could totally see it on the red carpet. Maybe not with the glove. I like the glove for the red, for this runway moment, but for a red carpet moment, I can see what you said, Naomi, about the top being kind of leotardy, because like it's tardy for the leotardy party. Um, uh.
It's not the white party.
Yeah. No, but like I definitely like bought a shirt from Shein that kind of looked like that.
Mm. Mm.
But like it's
I
cute though.
but look, I think that overall it is high fashion. It's not low fashion. It's high fashion. Speaking of low fashion, Nora's look.
Oh my goodness gracious. She tried
Good
so hard.
God. Okay. The
Oh,
thing that is jumping out to me most is, frankly, I cannot believe she did not go with red. Like, this look would just be so much better if it was in like a red fabric. Now, if you're not looking at some visuals, Nora had to do it based off of a wedding dress, and the wedding dress that Nora had made had these red petals on the bottom that sort of went up into the tulle skirt, and all you had to do is make this dress red. All you had to do. And instead, she made the neckline crooked and she made these petals ugly. And even I think on the original model she was supposed to have, this color would just not be it, ma'am. Like, it is just not it. Gia, are you feeling flowery in this moment?
I'm feeling something. I don't think flowery is the correct adjective here, but I mean, like, was there ever going to be someone else going home after this was the final product? I just did not see a world where like she was going to be safe after this. I liked her throughout the 2-part premiere that we saw. Like, I don't have anything against Nora, but I do have something against this outfit, and I just do not feel like it is an improvement or even like anything that made sense for this challenge. Naomi, I completely agree with you. I think that she should have gone with red here, or just a more flattering color in general. But yeah, this was not it.
Yeah, this
I need the
peach
Project Runway
satin.
designers to I just need the Project Runway designers to stop making like beige, ill-fitting outfits happen, because there's at least one per season and it's always this like skin color beige, like tan, like flesh colored like dress where you could just see all of the flaws of it like that are on the garment. I just need us as a society to move past this design choice.
Yeah, it's just questionable all around. That peach, I was gonna say, it looks like I'll be nice, it looks like bacon strips. Um, I could I could have gone
It
worse.
does.
Yeah, it's just it's not flattering. Like, oh, we could have gone so many different ways. She wasn't like the previous look was a wedding dress. Why not do something in white? Maybe like, I don't know, something really fun and flirty. Something inspired by a rose. Like, we are all on the same page because like sometimes the obvious choice is the answer. I just feel so bad because she seems like a nice lady,
Yeah.
but this outfit was just not the serve that we thought it needed to be. We knew it
Yeah,
needed to be more
she could
serve
have
than
gone like
this.
Heidi Klum inspired and done like a kiss from a rose, and that would have been interesting.
Yes!
But instead, she did this, and it's a piece of garbage, and I feel bad
Kiss
for her.
from Babe the Pig.
Ooh, ooh,
I'm talking about
that'll
the
do.
bacon strips.
Yeah, that'll do, pig. Yeah, I
Oh,
know. It's unfortunate. But speaking of the look, to cleanse the palate, let's have the talented Fabio show us around town. He took one of the most depressing garments I've ever seen in my life and turned it into absolute fashion. Can you believe it's fashion? The gloves, the pants, the striped shirt that has been turned around. I am gagged.
I love everything about this. Is there going to be a world where Fabio doesn't win this season? I have to ask. Like,
Ooh,
let's just put it out there. I I feel like he at least needs to be in the finale, but that feels kind of cruel if he makes it to the finale and he loses again. But
mm.
oh my god, I love this so much. I can even see like you could see the parts of the outfit that he took from the old look and put into the new look. It's incredible. I love it.
It's just so fashion forward. Like this winter, I thought I was so chic bringing back leg warmers. He's bringing it to the forefront arm warmers. Like that's iconic. And these wide leg pants, so sweet. And the fact that there was like even more story about how the shirt specifically is worn backwards and the cape. And it's Mimi. Like Mimi's gonna look amazing in anything. Mimi the model, of course. Yeah, just total 10 out of 10 look. Like part of me wanted to see it win for the simplicity. I see why Kane won, but like this is just so sweet. I love it.
absolutely. Okay. Now, well, okay. Kato has a very good look with Dee Dee. Dee Dee's absolutely fucking slaying, by the way. This really horrible shark fin hip pad number has been turned into sort of an elegant cream uh, romper, strapless romper with a really lovely jacket on top. I mean, this is it's fashion. Like there's not much else to say. I do think honestly Kato was a little bit robbed of the top. Like I think this is a really good look and I feel that it took cuz some of the top looks I feel like did not take enough from their original look into you know what I mean? Like it didn't feel like it was fully connected. This feels very connected to the original look into something brand new and less ugly.
Well, not everyone can be in the top. That's the tough part about All Stars is that like these people all know what they're doing. They all have a good sense of style. I can see why they may have not picked this because on the baseline it's just a romper and a little shawl. But like the little details I think could have pushed it ahead. I also love the little nod to the neckline by putting the necklace. So that's been fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought my Wi-Fi stopped working, so I stopped in the middle of the sentence. But I really had nothing else to say. She just like looks gorgeous. Dee Dee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dee Dee is eating. What's 4 plus 4? 8. She ate.
I love this look. I love the model. I love Corto. This is just all of the things I love into one look. And her and Rami are the two that I really feel like should have been in the top. Like, I don't even know who they would switch with, but they should be in the top somewhere in here.
Yeah, I agree. This could even have been one of those like 4 top episodes, although I'm sure they didn't want to go like too hard too fast, but it really was necessary. And we have one of the bottoms, Victor, took his stilts that was truly a hideous, hideous, hideous garment and turned it into also kind of a hideous garment. I mean, this is like, you know what this is giving to me? This is giving like when you got the Barbie where all the joints moved. That's what
Ooh.
and like look, Victor clearly went on a very traumatizing journey, and I'm not making fun of that. I am simply making fun of the fact that this is like, what if gladiator sandals, but all the way?
I mean, like, I see the vision, but then he's like, you know what? Can't be too obscene. I have to, wrap her around in some little too like the claws just feels like an afterthought. Like it's just not giving in the way it needs to give. And also the fact that he's like, yeah, it's stilts. I'm like, you have to be really, really smart to get that. Like, I wasn't picking that up on my first round. I guess we're not all as smart as Brandon Maxwell to understand that this outfit is a literal stilt. It's a stilt dupe.
I feel like it has one too many things going on here.
Mm.
I think that this could have been super interesting, even if they took off, if Victor took off like the shawl, or not the shawl, what the wrap around the waist, like that piece of fabric, and just focused on like doing something with like part of the bandeau of that fabric still happening, and then focusing on the construction of the leather part of the look. I just feel like this has potential, so I understand why of the bottom 3 he was the definitive third. But yeah, this definitely needed some tweaking, and I think there's just too much going on here.
I think also the top, the bra is not bad. The hips is where it goes like, girl, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I think if it was just maybe the top, and if it was red instead of this pink, because again, it doesn't fully tie into the stilts, it would be better. But it's just not. It's just not giving. And I think he was rightfully so in the bottom. Okay, controversial. Bishme. I'm gonna say it. I don't get why this look was in the top. I think
That
it's
time is uneven.
the bottom is uneven. It is crooked. And also, what is under there? Does that jacket unzip? Is there something else underneath? Because to me, this needs to unzip. And if it doesn't unzip, then you're just covering up a naked woman underneath it, and that's not okay.
It's false advertising. Like, is she wearing a brassiere? Is she wearing a t-shirt? Like, I would be so sweaty and sticky that if I wore a t-shirt, even for 5 minutes, I would have to go onto the laundry because I'd be smelling. Yeah, it just looks very insulated. And I'm like, I'm anemic. I need to be insulated, but that just looks like it would make me sweaty.
Yeah.
Love the color though.
Yeah, like look, the fit is not hideous. I just think like when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm sure Bishme will be safe. And then it was like, oh, Bishme's in the top, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on anymore, and I'm
You
questioning my
slay
taste
the
level.
essence of the challenge. Like, what? It's nice, but what? It's a lot.
Gia, Gia,
I like
jump in to defend Bishme.
I like this. No, I love pink, so I love this look. It's definitely an improvement from the other one. I did not see the uneven hem until I am looking at the picture right in front of me now. But you know what? I don't care. He had a hard day and he still slayed. So I will bat for Bishme, and also just continue to preach Bishme's supremacy. I think it's cute. I like it. I'm enjoying this. he had a really sweet. I hope we get some continue to get some good moments from him.
You're such an empath. I could
Yeah.
never.
I am. It's really bad, but also I would wear this uneven hem and all if I was going out somewhere that required an oversized hood. And I
Somewhere
would probably
really
just wear
cold.
if I'm really cold, but not in my forearms.
Exactly, which is all
Mhm.
situations. It could be so
Yes.
many.
You got to wear the dress
Basically
that
all.
you got to wear what Fabio made underneath, so that way your
Yes,
arms will be warm.
yes. Yeah. Well,
Yes, that's a
we
full
can pull from
outfit.
some other looks.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely like kudos to Bishmay, huge improvement on his absolutely hideous garment that got him sent home. So like, it's definitely there. It just wasn't fully in it for me. Now we're going to the improvement upon a look, which I can only describe as like, um, the Devil Wears Prada meets 101 Dalmatians Cruella de Vil. And honestly, I still kind of love it, even though it definitely needed to be improved. Mila, who I also have a soft spot for, I think she's great. She looks great. Mila has turned it into, I think, a very of the time, like, fashionable outfit. The pants are wide, but not too wide. They fit the model really well, hit them right in the right, like, midsection. A leather bandeau top, a lovely jacket. This is just like, this bitch is in Bushwick right now, and they're serving.
I know her. She just spent $7 on a coffee, and I love her for that.
And it's lavender flavored, but she can't taste it.
The worst part is I really wanted to get a lavender latte today, but I stopped myself. I was like, you can get a regular coffee 2 days in a row instead of one, whatever. She looks great. Loving the red pants, loving the little ponytail moment. And you could totally see how it ties into the old look. Like it's the red pants and a black jacket, but she, took off all the stuff that made the first look ugly, which I think is awesome. I could have seen like she kind of should have did a green top. That would have been the moment. But with the black top, I think perfectly safe. Looks like it's tailored well. She's got those Gen Z shoes on, it looks like. She's ready to go. Safe.
Yeah.
I feel like I have not given Mila her flowers yet in like me being excited for her to be back, but I love that she's back. I love this look. What an improvement from the season 7 old look. It's like night and day with these two. I love it. It's so nice.
Yeah, I do like the idea, Nicole, of what you're saying of like a green top, because honestly, that's in style right. You know what I mean? Like put all your ugly colors in one basket. That's in style right now.
It's so Emma Chamberlain. It's so Emma Chamberlain.
Okay, Karasan, another one of our bottom looks, and you know what? I look, the fabric is gorge. I think she just got a little too excited to use her fabric from home right away. But the biggest issue I have is that like I don't fully hate her look that this is based off of, which is like going to the Grammys. And this outfit just does not feel to me like, you know what? It kind of does feel like going to the Grammys because it's ugly, and that's where all the ugly outfits come out at the Grammys.
Okay,
Wow, those sweeping
but
generalizations.
I will fight for Karasan here because that original look is peak early 2000s,
Yeah.
which is when her season aired, ugly ass dress that we look at now. So like she was just with the times. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is very Ashley Tisdale coded, you know? Like,
It
And
needs like
now
more layers for Ashley Tisdale coated though. It needs like a denim skirt for
tiny
Ashley
scarf.
Tisdale.
Yeah.
I really need them to do an Ashley Tisdale coded challenge with Ashley Tisdale as the host. I think or
Kara
the
would
guest judge.
win.
Yes. And Kara is now a designer for Disney. So this is all coming together for me.
Full circle.
So
Full circle moment.
I feel like this is not helped by the fact that everyone, like a lot of people, did really good outfits this round, but it's just the scoop and then like the bra, just like the top half of it is really what bothers me, and then the shoes with it is also just I can't with it. But yeah, I think we're still in early 2000s with this new look.
You said the top half bothers you, the bottom half bothers me. That slit is all the way up to her. You know what? That is a deep slit. It
That's
goes
a
all the way up to
bonus
her
for
hip.
me.
I mean, like, hey, easy access, but it's like I'm not trying to, that's not really my vibe when I'm, going to the
It's
seashore or going to the Grammys. I don't really
if
know what the vibe is.
it is an aspiration of mine to eventually own a dress with a very high slit like that, but like I need the correct occasion for that. So maybe if eventually I become a Grammy artist, this will like Kara will be who I call
When you're getting your EGOT.
when I'm getting
When
my
you're EGOTing.
EGOT. Oh my god, I love that for me.
You better thank us in your EGOT speech.
Let's be oh my absolutely 100%. Maybe like EGOT is multiple awards though. Maybe like a Nobel Peace Prize or something.
That's fitted. I
I'll
see that
workshop.
in your future.
Thank you. I'll workshop it.
Give me 1 second to make this joke. An EGOT is an has somebody won? Unfortunately, is an Earl Gabler. Who's the survivor winner that starts with O? God damn it! I don't think there is
Survivor
anyone.
winner?
Not
Marianne
Ozzy.
Oketch and Tony. There you go.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Anyways, not me pulling up the entire Wikipedia of survivor winners.
We can also workshop that as well, like which winners we are picking in there.
Yeah. Okay. The one big thing I have to say about Karasan is like at the very least, the dress is not constructed poorly. Like it really fits Lyris. It on her, and I think that most importantly, like even though it's a little bit ugly and a little bit tacky, it is styled kind of well. The shoes are hideous on it, but the hair, the makeup is gorgeous, and so like look, it's gonna be in the bottom, but I don't think it's the worst by any means. Now, another controversial statement coming up. I just want to clarify that Hester uses she, they pronouns, but prefers to go by they, and we're going to respect whatever the heck they want. Also, it's such a funny transformation. The Hester Sunshine, like, yeah, I used to like wear a lot of makeup, but now I don't, and now I'm goth now. And you're like, go off. Like, you're telling me that this person is non-binary? Like,
wow, I would have never guessed. The closet was clear.
I love that for them. I think they're really Hester is an interesting designer. I didn't always love their season's looks, but now I think I can appreciate them more as somebody who's always pushing boundaries. And I think is the times are catching up to Hester. However, I think that the first dress, I like it more than this outfit.
What? Actually,
Okay.
me too. You're so burnt.
I'm sorry, I can't agree with that. Now, I think Hester has a point when they said, as you said earlier, Naomi, that the look that they did of like the exposed boob with like the nipple just being covered like with pasties or whatever, like I do think they have a point there in like that look is making a comeback now. But I feel like when we have seen that look before, we see it with like, it actually makes sense with the outfit. And this really just looks like they put on pasties as an afterthought in both outfits. And I don't like that. Like I need it to like blend in more for it to be aesthetically pleasing for me personally.
Oh, and like the way it's like all ripped at the top. I feel like it just looks like haphazard, whereas in the first look, they look like the model looks just like a mermaid. It's like a fabulous mermaid with a green tail, very Ariel coated, very Little Mermaid coated. Whereas this look that they did with like the high-waisted underwear, I don't know, it looks like I don't know if anyone remembers those Marco fashion shows. It's giving Marco fashion show, especially with the Doc Marten boots.
Oh my god.
But I've seen so much worse, so Hester, you're safe.
Yeah, I think for me, like this look is just a little bit too sheer. And that's not to say that like that sheer can't be fashion, but when you're asking me to like say, has Hester Sunshine changed their POV? Do they have more to say? And I just see like sheer kind of undergarments and you know, a top that is definitely, listen, this top that they have designed is like at every single drag race viewing, both on men, women, and non-binary people all over
And
the
on the
place.
TV.
Yeah, and on the TV.
Someone on
I
the show's
just
wearing that shirt.
it's simply not enough for me. And I also think black is like I can understand that they've like pivoted a little less towards like the colors, but there's something I really love about the neon green look, and I wish that they had stuck with more colors in any way. Like any other color, I think would be interesting, but the black just makes it a little. It almost feels like a kilt in some ways. I don't know how to describe that.
It's a little
And
kilty.
a little kilty. And finally, we have Britney's, and my hot take is I like the other one better. I like the old better.
Oh, Naomi. Oh
Wow.
my god. I do not agree
You
with that.
strayed
This
from the
was
light.
I like the new design much better than the old one. However, it definitely and I really liked Brittany from what we have seen of her so far, but this definitely reads safe to me compared to some of the other outfits that we had seen. So I'm not upset. However, if I saw this, I would want to try it on immediately because it makes me feel like a princess.
Like, what a lovely Giovanni prom dress, you know?
Yes.
Like, that's what it's giving. Like, it's giving Giovanni
Giovanni?
7R386. Like, get it from the back
Oh.
showroom. They ordered it from the other store in my size. Like, it's cute. But yeah, you could probably get this in the store. It's very safe, but it's well designed and I think it's an improvement. I know apparently that's a hot take around here that it looks better in the redemption look, but I'm gonna have to be brave and stand on that hill.
Okay, I'm gonna destroy this right. And I love Britney, so I'm fine that she's safe, so it doesn't really matter. But I first of all, I hate that she was like, well, I do active wear now. And so her active wear is that she is making a strapless bathing suit and bathing suit bottoms to go under a see-through dress. Are you kidding me? And then it's also
It's a cover up.
look at it's a cover up. Like she's not covering anything, and also it's squeezing her right under the armpit, so she's getting that armpit fat that she doesn't need because she's prettier than that and she doesn't need it. And then this little
Real.
string around the center, that's driving me fucking nuts. I hate that. Like why a little stringy in the center? Why not something more interesting? um I like the shape of it, but I'm just like, I don't get it. Is it a dress? Is it a bathing suit? Is it a bathing suit cover up? Am I going to take off this huge, big, sort of lace brocade bathing suit cover up when I'm at Coney Island? Like, I can't. This look makes no sense to me.
And like your thoughts and feelings are real, but like it's better than the original look. You can't
Yes.
argue that.
Well, I think honestly the problem with the original look is like they don't show it
Everything.
with the the pink slug off of it, but I feel like if she just like cut sleeves where her arms were visible through the pink slug and the dress was like a little more refined, it would not be as egregious. Like this would be something a person on Drag Race would wear and people would be like, "Wow, that's a serve." But it is what
Reveal
it is.
yourself.
Remember the vessel runway?
That
Classic.
was weird. That was weird.
Um, well, we're at the end of the line, and essentially, I mean, there's not much else to say. The designers don't really understand where Victor is coming from. I don't think they really think. I don't think Nora did a very good job executing her garment. And Kane wins. I was kind of gagged that Kane won. I actually thought Bishme was getting set up for the win, but Gia, who would have won if Project Runway followed your gospel?
So I think of the top three. I thought going in that Fabio was going to win, just like looking at the top three looks that were chosen. However, I feel like I would have a different top three, and I would say that either Corto or Rami probably would have won if I had a say in it. But that probably would have been my picks personally. Maybe Corto because the flats once for Rami's look. But yeah, I think that's where my head would be going towards. But I think this is a good final three. I liked a lot of the looks here. Maybe even Project. I forgot. It's been so long since we talked about Project. It's been like an hour. But I feel like there were a lot of really good looks in here. And while this might not have necessarily been the top three that I would have picked from the outfits that we had seen, especially considering the before and after portion of this challenge, I am really happy with this top three. And I think that like Kane's a good winner, but I think Fabio, I think Fabio would have been my pick to win.
Yeah.
I'm happy that Kane won. Like, I'm looking at this look right now. I know I said that the top was giving Sheen, but I like it. I think it's fun.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the way it moved, the way it billowed, it had the drama. I do think that Project probably should have been at the top over Baby Boy Bishme. I'm so sorry about that, but that's just how I feel. And I think that Project could have given Kane or Fabio a run for their money. And I see the world where Fabio won as well. But I feel like Fabio is about to win like 10 challenges, Jimbo on Drag Race style. So
So true.
like let him cook. Let him cook.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, I really would have loved to see Rami in the top. To me, Rami is the best look of the week. I think you know, when you look at everything, I feel like Rami really took what he had made in the past and just like elevated it to a brand new level, as well as Fabio. I think that they just really served. And Kato also really did such a good job. And I think that Nora was the right person to go home, but I gotta say, now that Nora is gone, I have no idea who could possibly go next time. Like, I think the field is really, really open for people to go home because I think it's such a competitive group of people. But I do kind of fear for Kara-san.
Me
Just
too.
because
And
she
I'm
doesn't
scared to
sew
say
enough.
it.
It's not that she's a bad designer, right? It's literally that I don't know if she can sew, and we're gonna see. But oh boy, let's cross our fingers.
But hey, if you feel like that, have the same energy for Mila, because Mila hasn't really been in the game either.
It's
Anybody
so
can
hard
make a
to tell.
bandeau.
I mean, you're right. I'm spitting here. But it is really hard to say. I don't even know like what to think. And the next challenge is the unconventional challenge. So
Already?
this could go any which way. They're going to FAO Schwartz. It's gonna be a ride. And
Slay.
I'm so excited for this.
That was
But
like a violent slay.
I do think that it is possible that we could be getting like we're definitely going to be getting some shocking eliminations along the way with this no immunity thing, but I feel like I'm going to need at least like 2 more episodes to get an idea of like who's probably a favorite to win and who is probably not going to be long for the game.
Valid.
Yeah, it's becoming a little bit obvious, but we're gonna see next week. I think we'll solidify it. Finally, anybody that we really want to see win, I think a Rami win would be such an interesting storyline. But I also think that for me, Kato and Fabio are like such stiff competition, and Project and Anna. I think like Anna winning would be so funny. She's out of her goddamn mind, and I love her to bits. And I think she'd be a great winner.
And now she's sleep deprived. The top 3 that you just said, Fabio, Kato, and what's his face?
Rami.
Yeah, that would just be so iconic. Like, give me that.
I think those 3 in the finals would just be like a dream. Like if you are making like a fan cast, like a fans like writing fan fiction on a Project Runway season, those would be the 3 that you would just imagine are the top 3 of a season like this. So I would be really happy. I really hope that those 3 go far, if not make it to the finale. I feel like I'm remembering that how they mentioned about how like some of these people, Fabio and Corto in particular, about how they have both been in like runners up multiple times and have been robbed of the win. So that is definitely fresh in my mind. I love all of them, so I'm not going to worry too much about it, but I think those are the ones that are really sticking out to me right now.
Well, the only thing I can really hope is that Tim Gunn comes along and saves us all. That's what I really hope will happen on this season, but I don't think it will. Okay, that is it for episode 1 and 2 of Project Runway season 20 All Stars. We have gotten all started. You have me at Naomi Calhoun, Gia at Classically Gia, and Nicole at Behind the Secret. You can follow them, but don't follow them home, as Nicole always says.
They always
Gia,
say it.
I have heard a little birdie told me on the Twitterverse that something is coming up. What is coming up for you?
Yes. Okay. So now I will say that these next 2 weeks are going to be incredibly busy for me. So I ask people that are waiting to bear with me on this. However, so June 26th is when the 2nd season of Claim to Fame airs. And
Nicole's getting arrested.
Plot twist.
Restless leg syndrome.
But okay, yeah. So Claim to Fame season 2 is airing June 26th, and I talked with my sister over this weekend, and we are both down to once again podcast about it. So Sister Act will be back to do our weekly recaps of Claim to Fame season 2. Last season, because of when we started the podcast, we did it that I was spoiled on the outcome and my sister was not. But this time, because we're starting right at the beginning at the premiere, we are both going in blind to this, and that we will both get to pick out, be able to make our guesses. So it'll be very different podcast from last season and how we did it, but I'm very excited to see how this turns out. And I'm a terrible guesser when it comes to things like this, so I'm sure it will be a hilarious viewing experience for the audience as well. So I'm very hopeful that we will be getting more of that soon. And I do have a couple other projects underway. So I do want people to know that I am working on some ideas during the Survivor off season in particular. However, I'm waiting until I actually have some of the details down, which is very hard right now because things are happening. They're just happening at a very slow pace because I have a lot going on. And that's it. And you can just follow me on Twitter at Classically Gia or Instagram or TikTok for all of my reality TV shenanigans.
Nicole, how are you? What's going on with you, Isaiah, the chit chat verse?
Yeah, so me and Isaiah, we do the Isaiah and Nicole show live on Twitter and YouTube every other Monday. We just hang out, we gossip, we talk about our lives, we ponder deep questions. I talk about how I know TikTok's hottest drill rapper. If you want to hear that, that's on Isaiah and Nicole from yesterday. And yeah, besides that, I'm just on Twitter behind the secret, probably saying something super crazy and silly. Probably. High chance.
High chance. Well, I just want to say that I have put out the very first episode of myself and Joshua fighting, talking about the Genius from the very beginning, season 1, episode 1. We are doing a spoiler-free recap, which, Gia, you did record an episode with me, and I'm back editing them. So those are coming out soon. I'm very excited to talk about that. And catch me talking shit on Survivor Twitter, and then immediately the people I was talking shit about finding my tweet and liking it and replying it and making it have over 700 tweets or 700 favorites. I wish that I was on private. So this is all from Silent Podcast. Thank you, everybody. Remember to rate, review, subscribe, all the things that matter most as we're trying to build our empire. Thank you to my fellow Quickfire Queens. Love. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.